and welcome back to another video, and it's Ginger here. Welcome. If you've got any comments about today's video or any questions about what I'm doing, please leave them in the comments below. And a reminder to all of you who are not subscribed, I know who you are. Remember to subscribe if you're a regular fan. We'd love to see more of you. So today we're going to be working up a sketch into a bigger painting. This is the sketch here. This is a farm track that goes up to a farm called East Haugh, which is just at the top of the hill from me. So it's about a 1.5-minute walk. It's not very far at all. And because it's winter, we've got lots of neutral tones with a mixture of just a few little pops of colour here and there to really bring it out and make it interesting. We're going to be working on the Bristol Cartridge paper. So this is a smooth paper. But what I've done is I've given it a coat of modelling paste mixed with white gesso and a little bit of the Art Spectrum colour fix pastel ground, just to give it enough too for the pastel to stick. So you can hear it here, nice and sounds almost sandpapery, doesn't it? So we're working on this piece, which is going to be 30 by 70, although it kind of comes in more at 29 by 70, but you know, I'm sight impaired, I can't see the numbers properly. I've got it as close as possible and I'm happy with that. So let's get started. Okay, so we are at the easel and we've got, this is just one of the Montmartre charcoal woodless pencils, and this is the hard one. It's just because I want to be able to mark out where I'm going with this. How much sky versus how much ground. There's a lot of ground in the sketch, which is just here. So we're just going to mark that out. I'm going to go, so that's our horizon line. Remember, it doesn't have to be completely straight because the ground isn't straight. And then we've got this road coming down almost to the middle. So we'll bring this down this way. I don't want it quite in the middle. I do want it fairly obvious where it is. And then down to there. And we've got first one of the hills that comes along, comes back up again there. And as we carry along, we go up. It's kind of a really interesting shape, kind of mounded hill here. That kind of goes off like that. We've also got this hedge line along here. That disappears that way. And then we've got all these different lines that help give this direction, and they're all going to that point, which is here. So that's that fence line that I've got in. Probably want to make that a bit smaller. And then we've got another line, which is where the hedge line, and then we've got this, which is kind of like our kind of hedge, giant hedge, I suppose you would call it. Same on this side, and that goes there, and it goes off quite a bit that way. And again, we've got more kind of lines that kind of come down like that, and just gives us that direction. I want to make this a little bit wider, I think. I don't like the shape of that at all. I don't like this curve, so we'll take that curve out. And we'll make that a bit straighter as well. Right, and then that gives us this absolutely gorgeous line of where everything is. And we've got this is kind of more like a tree line there. And the same, but this line comes up. I want to make that in. Remember, this is charcoal, so I'm going to use this to kind of really edge in some of where we want stuff. And we've got that tree line there. I want that quite dark. It kind of comes up and down, so you can see the texture on this paper when I do that. And this kind of also comes down as we go. And then there's some different shapes and stuff going on with this hill line. I'll just get that in there. You want to get this tree line in. Just make sure that this tree line's really you know, it looks like trees. It is trees. It looks like trees. Right. Just make it a bit scraggly, basically. And where else have we got? We've got this, got the fence line. So I'm just gonna kind of mark that in. You can kind of see it going all the way off. And then we've got the darker part of our hedge line that kind of follows the road, comes down. And it's really just about the scruffy bit underneath the tall grasses which are either side. So we're just gonna mark that in. Remember, this is my hard charcoal pencil. It's not even not anything soft or particularly dark, actually, because the Krita colour's a lot worse. Right, so that's the darker part of the hedge. And then where's my hedge line? My hedge line's kind of coming like that. I'm going to make it a little wider. I want to bring it down. I actually want to bring it out like that. Because we've got lots of this grass here. Really want to get that grass in. Yeah, and of course it's smaller as it goes around. I won't worry about that too much. The same on this side. Got that darker section at the base. Remember to keep the grass going upright as we come down. And I've gone off on one. Bear in mind that I wanted it to come out here, and I forgot. Promptly forgot what I was doing. And the taller, lighter bit behind, which kind of goes all the way along, like that. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Just going to put some kind of lines in where I want certain stuff, like that. The same with this track as well. Make sure it's darker. Down there, that's where that's going. The same. This one hasn't got like a grassy bit in the middle for where the tractor would normally go. This is literally very compacted dirt, so it's kind of curved slightly. And just, yeah, like that. Isn't that beautiful, huh? Without even really doing anything, we've created a really great kind of simplified sketch. I'm just going to use my finger and just kind of blend some of this out, especially around this mountain here. You'll be able to see all the texture as I do this. Get that tree line in there. Gets a little bit darker as we work. Don't know if I should make that section there darker. It's lighter where the tree line is. So I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. This is those distant trees. Really want to scrub those in. Don't want to do too much with the where the fence line is. Do want to do that. Now this should be up and down, so you've got to keep this in the same direction as your marks. You really want this. Oh, come on, sit properly. You still see it all right? I think so. I think I'm slowly moving down. Just really get that in there. Like that. And same with the lighter grass, we're just blending it in a little bit. Not much, doesn't need much really. And they're just up and down. Okay, right. I've got it all over my fingers. I don't want to add any water yet, but I will do as soon as I start wanting to get the colour and stuff in. So we will start getting some of the kind of more muted colours down, possibly with some of the neos first, and then work from there. Right, okay, so I really want to kind of get more muted tones. You can look at all the marks I got in on the paper. It's really cool. I'm getting very distracted. So I really want to be using like the tinted charcoals and the pastels, but very minimally in order to get some of these colours down. So let's have a look. So my trusty plate. Is this my blue-grey? There's a problem when I do these things. Oh, that is my blue-grey. Now, do I want to use that for the hills? Because that's what I've done in the... Yeah, I like that. I want that clean though. Oh, well, I've got it in my hand. Try not to get it anywhere else as it stands. What are we thinking? Remember, this is the tree line, so I'm just trying not to take too much of it out. If I really want to get it into the grain, little circles work best. Okay. I do like it. It's a nice colour, this one. Put a little too much on, but I've got the putty rubber and I've got a normal rubber, so I can take stuff off, just kind of lessen it and pull it back a wee bit. And I think I'll do the same with this one. Slightly, yeah. Oh, I'm bumping into my own lights. Just bring that down and across. And just really, I know I'm bouncing everything, but really get it in. So yeah, I'm putting a fair bit of pressure on it to really get it into that texture. Look at that. Beautiful. Right, now I've got two options to get it off. I can either use the putty rubber or I can use like kitchen towel, but damp it, and then that should help take it off. So let me grab the putty rubber because I've left it somewhere. I don't know where. Where have I left it? Stop galloping up and down.
You think I'm galloping myself like this?
I was talking to fucking Ava. Do you really think I would be thinking that you're galloping up and down with a stomach like that? Okay, I'm going to try with the putty rubber first. So this is the Castle Arts one. So it's not that great. It's more like blue tack than it is a putty rubber. Although I do wonder how close the two are, but I'm pretty sure that blue tack would leave a nice greasy line everywhere, and this stuff doesn't. And no, I do not know what the difference is between the two. So let's see. So, oh look, it is coming off. It's more like put it on, take it off. And I would normally do that with water, but I'm quite liking this at the moment. Let's see. I'm not saying it's doing too much, but it's taking some of it off, and where it is lessening it, if you know what I mean, like pushing it back slightly. Oh yeah, that's working nicely. Not sure I really like the line here. That's annoying me. Oh, that's a bit better. Just breaks that up a little bit. I know it's almost silly, really. You're putting it on to take it off, but what you get is really pretty because it just softens it all. You know, you don't get such a such a large blank section. I'm taking too much of the charcoal off now. There. Because I like it. I just want to push it back a little bit. That's all. The pastel's harder to get off than the charcoal, before you ask. Oh yeah, okay. I want this hill to be a little bit, this hill's in front of that one. So I'm just trying to make sure that we get that difference. And that it makes the hill look like it is a little bit further away. By just lessening it out. I know, apologies. It's a little bit bouncy. I think that works a bit better. I've got a slightly lighter grey that I might use just to really lighten this. I'm fairly satisfied that's going in the right direction because that now looks lighter than that side. Yeah, it is, right. Now I've got a couple of different, I've got my mauve as well, but I'm worried it might be a little bit warm. I think both of my greys actually might be a little too warm. I'm not sure how much lighter that is actually. Maybe not quite enough for what we want. It does push it back. That's what I wanted, and that's what it's done. And will this one really do it? I just don't know if it's light enough. Oh, it is lighter, but way too warm, I think. Yeah, I'll have to cover that up. Sorry, you're too warm. Right, looking good. Now, do need a kind of warmish, some warmish bits on this. as we kind of bring this grey in for the track. I'll bring in the kind of beige colour that I've got as well. That's kind of the colour, the ground kind of goes up here once it gets a bit drier. The clay tends to dry in some super interesting colours. Thing is, I don't want to add, I like having limited colours on this. Making sure that we're muddying our road nicely. Like that. And then a little bit of the beige going the other way. And again, I might use our rubber, where I think we might be getting a little too much. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Remember, we're keeping this simple. I don't want to put too much colour down anywhere. It's going to be all about simplicity and mark making on this one. There we go. And yes, putty rubbers are just as good with pastel as they are with charcoal. They are better with charcoal. Yeah, that's better. I wonder if I can... Nope, of course not. Yeah. Question is, do I want to use this to draw lines? I've got several heavier rubbers that I tend to use. I've got one that's one of the gritty types, so this is it's covered in pastel. Look at it. I just want to clean it up a little bit before we use it, just because it will look very messy. Let's try. Grittier side tends to be a little better for gripping. You can just see the beautiful marks it's making there, like travel marks as I like to call them. See what I mean? You can just kind of see see where they've been. Just helps give us a little bit more texture. I mean, you can use it just to really create little marks here and there, but realistically, it's better doing these. Just like that. I've got several different rubbers that I use. This is a cheap Milan one. And it produces some really nice white marks. If you're getting lots of rubber bits on your page, you can actually just lightly go over it with the rubber and it'll pick it up and bring it out. Just want to get like a double line in here. Just to help continue the illusion that we're going off the page here without, you know, going too far. And the same here. Oh, lovely. Right. Now, with the enough, I'm then going to go back over it and just pull some of that back a wee bit. Sometimes it's good to put them in and then pull them back ever so slightly so that we're not looking at things that are just a little too much in your face and almost look too manufactured at that point. Now, we really could do with getting some of this grass in, and I'm just loath to do it for several different reasons. One being, I don't like the colours. So I have this is a red brown. This is a graphite. I have isn't this the sepia? Yeah. So this is the brown green, which is the sepia, which is great, but it's very intense for a charcoal. So I'm a little worried. So I'm going to put a little bit down. And then really scrub it in. Can't really see that that's a brown green, can you? We're going like that. We're actually going down with this one, bringing this down so that it leads you down to our dark section down here. Pull my sleeve up before I get it everywhere. Oh, too late. Had it in my hand and then touched my jumper. Well done, girl. Coordination is not one of my skill sets. Just making sure we're going in the right direction with that. I mean, it's not quite going in the right direction because I had it more that way, but still we can see how we're doing. Just clean the rubber slightly. Oh, just too energetic with this. So you can see, kind of see the grass is now starting to come out as we kind of shape them with the rubber, and then get rid of any excess. Oh dear, oh dear, I'm on the move, aren't I? That's a bit better. Just using the sanded part of the pencil. What am I on about? The rubber, just to bring some of that back. Now, do I want to bring in some of this? This is our kind of ready orange. It's not really an orange, is it? No, it's more of a red. And then we're just going to take that back to there. Really rubbing this. Really want to get it into that grain so I can take it back off again. I know. You think, why bother if you're going to take it back off? But it is so important as part of the process to get it down And then get it away again. Honestly, I've got it so much of it over my fingers, can't get it clean. Oh. Which direction am I doing these in? I better check. And I've got the white pastel pencils as well, which will give me some really clean lines as well. But when it comes to this, sometimes the best effect. And there's another colour to go over the top of this yet. Oh, keep hitting the sketch. I'm gonna stop hitting that, haven't I? God, what am I like? Yeah, we're just going into this black section now. Which is fine, because I'll probably go back over that anyway. I just want to make sure. Get that in there, yeah. Okay. Well, this is just me going like that, just to really get the different shapes in. Looking good though. Right. What do I do with the pencil? Because I kind of threw it down without really thinking about it. There it is. I just want to get some of the dark back. As we just kind of bring this back in. Right, I'm a bit happier with this and how this has come along. I've added some white. I picked up like a cream white colour because the blue white's too much against the white that's already on here. But I really want to do something with the sky. So let's see, what have we got that we could use for the sky? We could do with a proper grey. I've got gold, I've got like a cream. It's one of those things, I need some more greys, I think. Let's see. Hi. No, you're all greens, aren't you? What do I do? We'll use the grey that we've got in the mountains because we've got some of the lighter grey in here, and we'll use some of this just to bring this cloud base in. And it was like a whole line of cloud, but I'm not really sure I want a whole line of cloud, to be honest. So, just very... try and get the clouds to kind of follow the line of sight. We want it to basically come to here, so we'll create the clouds to do the same. Right, let's see if I can really blend this in. I do mean really blend it in. Because I want to go over the top of it just to create some texture once I've got that blend down. Here as well. Really scrub that in on that side. Okay, how's that looking? Yeah. Yeah, that's looking okay. Where's that beige gone? I want to get some of this beige in here. Preferably make sure there's no additions. And I just want a little bit of it in across the tops of these clouds. Like that. And I don't want to take out too much of the top level texture. See how much darker that is to that grey. I might need to use the erasers and just pull some of that back because that's a little too much, I think. I want the sky to be pretty much almost not there in some respects. Oh yeah, that's better. I'll just dot some of that away, especially where it's kind of picked up too much there. Oh, that's a bit better. It's not so in your face, if you know what I mean. And we'll do the same over here. And the prop is creating lots of different shapes in the cloud now. Just fine, actually, you know. I'm happy for it to do that. Just gives us all that nice texture. Although I do want to just get that out slightly. It's looking a little better. It's not quite so in your face now. Just kind of what we had. I want a chunk to come in here. Like that, just to give that a better shape. Clouds are really fun, but they are all about shaping, realistically. Yeah, stepping back and just having a look. They're a little, I'm not going to say they're a little kind of too textured in some respects. Let's just bring that back a little bit. And that will help just smooth them out a wee bit. Is that looking better? Yes. Can I rub that dark bit out? Yes, I can. Good. Right, we need to get some of the grass on this side now. Where are we? Our sepia. Goes a little bit further than the other one. Remember, we want up and down because we want these grasses. So I want to kind of get them into the background. We'll get some of the, we'll get some of that red in, we'll get some of the red in. I'll just pop that in there. That's kind of where it kind of comes to an end, but kind of lose it ever so slightly. So oh yeah, that's better. Really rubbing that in now, just to get that into the paper. Like so. Fingers are covered. And then we start working these lines in. I'm just using the putty rubber first. Thing is with putty rubbers like this, yes, you need to keep kneading them, but the other reason for keep kneading them is the warmer they are, the better they work with the paper. So I'm just basically kneading it in my fingers and then dragging it onto the paper and dragging it down. This is just to soften it out before I use the main erasers. I just love how far charcoal will go. It goes a really long way on paper. I want to lighten this red section at the back, so obviously it's going into the distance. So I want to lighten that. Like that. Oh, I think too much now. I'll just put some of that back. Taking too much away, which is not helpful. Here we go. Right, do I want to use the edge of this to get some nice fine lines in? Just a few maybe. Same here actually. I'll just blend those out slightly. They can be a little too much when it comes to really textured paper. Right, where's my rubbers? Got one, lost the other for the minute. Okay, that's looking more grass-like. We're just going to take top bits off here. This is where the rubber kind of, or I touch it to the top, and therefore it kind of escapes. Yep. Okay. Do I want to add some of the golden possibly? Maybe just a little bit further up here. This will go. I really want to get some of this. I want to make sure I get some of that in so not too much white showing left. That's good. I like the little lines there. And then just reinforce some of these trees. I kind of lost them slightly because of this hedge line, and we just want to get that back in. And then I want this to be a little grayer here, and the reason for that is just want some definite definition between the different kind of fields that are going on here. So we're not looking too much like craziness. What did I do with that white pencil? As usual, I threw these things down and then you can't find them. It's looking a little messy at this end, maybe slightly more than I want. Maybe it's just because it's taller than I want. Maybe I need to really get in here and bring some of this down. I think I need to fix this as well. I think maybe it's just some of this is a little too tall, that's all. That's looking a little better. Just want to try and get some of that in. Just really emphasize curving the road there as it's going into the distance. Right, yeah, and we wanted to fix, there it is. I want to fix this section here. It's just not feeling right because of where that line is. Okay, I think I'm fairly happy with that. So I'm going to sign it in this corner and we will get the tape off. Remember how hard this is going to be because of course some of these I wrapped around the side. I've put no water on this, so this is probably going to try and rip. I have to just very carefully take it off. We're doing okay. I need some slight pull on the edges. Oh, where do you think you're going? Right. This is always my favourite bit. Putting slightly too hard. God, I don't want to. There's that bit. I always do the bottom first. Come here. Desperately not wanting to touch it in any way whatsoever. Oh, we have ripped there. I knew it would. Somewhere. Ruined it as well. Good. At least it didn't affect the painting. Oh, there's ripping there as well. See, normally I would use a fair amount of water on my painting, and when I do that, the tape doesn't tend to cause too many issues. Now I need to grab the edge of this from this side, otherwise it takes up my corner piece. I want to try and keep the corner piece there so the painting doesn't go flying off. Yeah, that's the bottom. And I'll do this one. Keep that corner on, please. Nope, I'm gonna rip the paper, it seems. There we go. Oh, we're definitely determined to rip the paper. I could have used the heat gun, to be fair. That would have gotten this off without having to really work for it or rip the paper. If anyone has any problems with getting tape off their paper and don't want to have to keep buying expensive painter's tape, use a heat gun. Just a crafting heat gun. Apply it for a couple of seconds to the tape. It'll heat the glue and it'll literally peel off without any effort whatsoever. If you heat it for too long though, the glue will melt off the tape and stick to the paper because the paper is more porous than the tape. And you'll end up with sticky marks all over your paper. And if you're using pastels like me, you'll know that the first thing that happens to loose dust is to basically stick to anything sticky and not come off. And then it will leave nasty marks all over your work. What is going on out there now? Honestly, traffic today. Right, ta-da! Aren't we looking good? I'm super happy with that one. That's come out really well. Really, really like that. Okay, so I'll leave that there, but thank you all for joining me, and hopefully I will see you all for another one soon. Ta-ta for now.